Welcome back, students. In this session, we would learn about Facebook marketing, which is one of the prominent platforms of social media. When we talk about Facebook marketing, the first thing that we need to understand is that this is a organic form of marketing, which is usually done with the help of an algorithm. So there is a edge rank algorithm which is usually used in case of Facebook marketing, and this algorithm actually decides what is to be displayed in your news feed, how it is to be placed there, every activity that you do on the Facebook. It can be your simple status update, it can be the like or the comment that you make. Every activity is called an edge. An edge rank is the sum of all the edges that the edge in the question has. So, after understanding this basic algorithm that is involved at the back end, let us understand what is the Facebook marketing all about. Now, as I said, because it is based on the edges, that the number of edges, and edges is whatever you do on your Facebook, higher is the number of edges, higher is going to be the rank, and higher would be the chances of the edge being shown in the feed. There are usually three main factors that one looks at, or this algorithm looks at to analyze the worth of the content. One is the affinity score. What is the affinity score? Based on how a fan is going to interact with the Facebook page, you get a score, and that particular score is known as the affinity score. That is, it is based on your interaction. More you interact on a post, the higher is going to be the affinity score for that post. The second parameter, or the second factor, is weight. That is the importance. Every interaction that you are going to have on the post is going to have certain importance. It is going to have certain weight. In general, we find that the share carries more weight than comments. Comments carry more weight than likes. Likes carry more comment in comparison to clicks. The third factor is time decay. The freshness factor, how much time has lapsed. The most recent content is going to get a higher score and tends to be higher up in the news feed, and the content which has become old is going to go lower in the news feed. Now, in addition to these three factors that we have just seen, your affinity score, the weight, and the time factor, the time decay, there can be some other factors also that are used to analyze the worth of the content which goes on the Facebook. The posts that receive lot of attention, they are checked by through clickbaiting, and if they are found to be suspicious, they are ranked lower in the algorithm. We see this is basically the algorithm which is working. Or the posts that are related to the current trends, current trending information, or the topics, they are going to be ranked higher because they are going to have a higher affinity score, and they are going to be very, very recent and hot topics. Highly promotional content, again, is one of the aspects which is often considered at the back end by the algorithm. So, if there is a high promotional content which includes some marketing brochures or something like that, that is going to be ranked lower. The posts that are going to tag the other users, because that is going to expand your reach, that is going to escalate that post to other people. It will be shared to the other people who are being tagged in that, and therefore it would be ranked higher. If there is only a text only kind of thing, you are going to get a lower score because people will have to read it and then have to absorb it. In comparison, if you are dealing with some pictures or images, that is going to have a higher score. Videos are going to have a higher score because of the fact that they have a audio visual both mechanisms which help you to communicate better and more effectively. So based on what kind of a content is going and how that content is being ranked through the edges, what is the edge rank score, the news would be there available on your feed, or that particular post will be available on your, that activity will be available on your feed. Now there is a 3E strategy that we usually use for creating this kind of an organic content, or the organic content for the Facebook strategy is usually based on 3 E's. What these 3 E's are: excite, entertain and educate. Now when it comes to creating the excitement, we know that the post which has some sort of an exciting elements or exciting features, or maybe some graphics which is going to excite people and is going to make them interested in that particular thing, is really going to add to that excite element. So every post that you are generating or every feed that you are generating should have some element of excitement. It should also have some element of the second E, which is entertainment. So you actually use social media. Why? Because you want to entertain people. And within social media, as we have just seen, that it is basically Facebook that will be used for the entertainment purposes more, while your LinkedIn as another platform would be used to network and would be used more by people who are professionals. So for the entertainment purpose, if one is using social media, then the platform which is more matched to it, which is Facebook, should also have those entertaining elements in its overall content strategy. The third is, not every post should only be entertaining or should only be exciting people. It should also have some informative elements. It should also be able to educate people. They are also at times looking for some information in the content which will help them to make certain decisions, or maybe educate and make them better aware. So a healthy mix of these 3 in your organic content on the Facebook helps you in crafting a good content which would be shared and which would have a good edge rank. When we talk about Facebook, we also talk about something related to it, which is paid marketing. That is the marketing efforts which are more so paid in nature, and they help the brands to reach out to a very large audience base very quickly. You are able to create a good fan base, fan following in a short duration of time in comparison to the organic. Organic means this is going to be created on its own. So it's very natural and organic. Whereas in case of paid, it is not organic. This is done by running certain ad campaigns, which then how well that ad campaign is being run, or you create certain ad campaigns, the brands through those campaigns reach out to them, which is a form of paid marketing. So the levels of Facebook ad campaign, through what levels or what stages the campaign which you are going to really create for your Facebook, that is the Facebook ad for your brand, which will help you to create the fan following very easily and in a shorter duration of time. First is the campaign, then is the ad set, and then is the final ad. Now when you talk about the campaign, you have to look at the end goals of running the ad. That is, what is my purpose of running the ad on Facebook? Is it the likes that I am looking at? Is it the installation of some app? Is it something else? What is the broad objective for which the campaign is going to be created? So further optimization of the campaign is required depending on how and what objectives the firms define at this particular stage. Now there can be different stages and different objectives, and the firm is free to set any objective as its core objective. But usually we find that when you run the ad campaigns for Facebook, it is usually done for 3 objectives by any firm. One, because you want to heighten the awareness level, you want to raise the awareness, you want to develop interest in your brand, and you want to ensure that as a result of awareness and interest, there are certain conversions which are happening. Once you clear this stage, that is, you have a clear cut idea as to the purpose, the objective for which you would be creating the campaign, now the brand has to set the stage, which is the ad set stage, where you would be defining the target audience, you would be going for targeting and bidding exercises, you will be scheduling the ad campaign in terms of the time, duration, when you want that campaign to be shown, what would be the prices, and the other things. So it can have multiple ad sets related to different combinations that you would like to try, and then you have the final ad which will be released, which is the version that the audience would get to see, what they would actually see. That is the advertisement or the campaign which has the creative side to it, which has certain videos embedded in it, or maybe in the form of a text or a image or a call to action, kind of a button or link embedded in it. There can be multiple ads that you can have, or there can be different combinations of ad sets that you can have, and for every combination of an ad set you can have a different kind of an ad. Now, how does it actually work? We have seen that what is the process. You set the objective, and under the paid marketing, then you try to come up with a campaign which would be more suited to the objective at hand, and then you have various ad sets and you create the ad, and then you post it, and then it is there for the audience to see and react accordingly. How it is going to really work? Now the post gets a boost, they get a momentum on Facebook as a result of the boost post option that you have on your page. You can also use certain ad managers who would be managing the ads and would be dealing with the scheduling of the ads and various combinations of ad sets to ensure that it is getting linked and your ad is being exposed to the right kind of the target audience, or your in a way the right kind of an audience group for your brand is being exposed to the ad which you have created on your Facebook. Facebook business managers can also be used at times, and they are also recommended because they provide an advanced dashboard which they can manage, and they can ensure that your ad is being seen, the ad is being liked, and the ad is generating that kind of awareness and interest which is required in order to eventually convert the audience. You can have various kind of ads. You can have ads related to post engagement ads or engagement ads. It can be page like AdWords, it can be some links, some video ads, some dynamic ads also that relate to the kind of information and the content which the audience has searched for in the past. You can have some lead ads which you can use, or maybe something which is used by the Facebook very popularly, which are the canvas ads. That is a full-fledged screen ad. So it comes on the entire screen because of the experience for which it is being built. So when you talk about the Facebook, we say, so according to the Facebook, it is a full screen ad experience which you make for bringing the brands and products to life. So you use so many things. Maybe sometimes you are using your mobile phone also to access Facebook. So when you accesses on any of the screen, you would think that it is going to come live, and it is going to really give you a very different kind of an experience. What we say is more immersive in nature. So it's an immersive thing that you use. Usually for mobile you use it, and there the firms and the businesses have an opportunity, they get an opportunity to showcase their product or tell their brand story more vividly. It can be a combination of images or videos or call to action buttons that you can use in your this ads, the full screen ads that you create for mobiles and for mobile only the user can click on the ad in the news feed, and once the user clicks on the ad in the news feed, a canvas is going to open within the Facebook app. So this is what the canvas ads are, and they are, as I said, they are popularly used because they give you that kind of an immersive experience. And these days we know that people are carrying all sorts of mobile devices, and even your phablets and tablets and smartphones, and therefore this kind of an immersive experience can be created through the ads on Facebook. You can also place the ads in the middle of your feed, or you can stream them some in the video which is getting streamed. So you can insert them within the streaming videos or within some story line. There can be multiple options that can be available and that can be exercised by the firm. Now after doing this and knowing for sure that in all this process you are trying to connect with the right kind of audience. So it is not only the type of advert that you would be using, you also have to reach out to the right people or the audience group to ensure the success of that advert, that is that advertisement on Facebook, which can be done through Facebook adverts audience targeting thing. What we are looking at is a typical kind of a custom audience. So let us understand, when we talk about targeting audience on Facebook, what kind of custom audience are we looking at? What actually is the custom audience? That is, students, we are looking at the specific set of people who have interacted with a business previously. It can be in any way. Now through these custom audiences, the business can show the advert to people who have downloaded the app or who have visited their website or a page or have inserted some comment on your Facebook page. Now when you are targeting audience, these custom audience actually turn out to be very, very effective. And one of the prominent base of your target audience, one prominent category of your target audience. You can get these custom audiences from different sources. You can create the custom audience base using certain source. One of the source can be the customer file, that is the CRM data file, customer relationship management database, which the firm would be having. So you have a complete database, and from that database one can churn, the firm can churn and can figure out those specific group of audiences who have interacted on the Facebook with the organization in one form or the other in the past. Your website traffic, the people who regularly visit on your website, even they would have interacted in one way or the other, and therefore they also form a base of your custom audience, and they can be also a source from where you can figure out your custom audience who have interacted and who have been exposed to that particular brand in the past in one way or the other. The kind of activity on the app, some offline activities which are being done by the audience, which shows you that yes, they are staying connected with the brand in one way or the other, or the way they feel engaged. And again I say that when it comes to engagement, there are a lot of things that are going to be used as a matrix for engagement. It can be like, it can be comment, it can be sharing, tweeting, retweeting, reposting. So that also tells you that yes, this person is quite engaged on Facebook with the audience, with the firm or with the brand, and therefore this particular audience or this particular group constitutes the custom audience for the firm. Sometimes you also come across some lookalikes, that is some people who for business is they are more or less similar to the fans or similar to the custom audience. They share a lot of characteristics, and therefore they are more or less like lookalikes, And your CRM data can also tell you that probably this is not exactly the custom audience, but more or less similar to the custom audience in terms of the way they have visited the website or the way they have engaged with the brand in the past. There can be, if you're not interested as a firm in really knowing about your custom audience, you can also have a very generic kind of a targeting where you don't have any specific customer base or any customer data, but you would be generally reaching out to everybody who has some sort of a presence on Facebook. You can later on see, and you can later on filter out the Facebook users based on your interest area, maybe according to age, according to gender, according to other aspects, the language, income, profession, interest areas, and then over a period of time the firm can arrive at a more focused target group to choose for its advertising activities. When you go through this detailed targeting, that is, you can start with general and then you come up with a more specific target group, and you carry out a very detailed kind of a targeting exercise based on the audience interest areas, or how they behave on the Facebook, or even the lot of demographic variables which can give you some idea about the target group and base. It actually allows the firms, the businesses, to reach to sometimes new groups, new audience, niche audience, which they find may probably be untapped up till now. But now through your social media activities, you can connect with these niche audiences, these new emerging audiences or target groups that have lot of potentials through your Facebook advertising and through your Facebook marketing in future. There is always an option to really show your ad to somebody and then actually decide whether it is going to work or not, which we say that the ad is going to be shown to a particular user, and the user can fall into multiple target groups. There can be an overlap also, like one advertiser targets maybe women for its skincare offerings. Now the another target all skincare enthusiasts who live in a particular geographical area, and when you do it as per the geography would also fall in both the categories. So there is women, there is a skincare enthusiast, and you can have common people, women who are more conscious or who are more enthusiastic about their skincare. That can also happen. So there can be one person who is falling in both the categories, and therefore that helps you in improving your base and really connecting with people effectively using your Facebook. Now when you talk about ads and placing the ads on Facebook as one of the prominent platforms of your social media, after actually considering what should go and how the ad should be really created and then posted, one should not neglect the overall constraint on the budget. So it is the adverts budget also that have to be closely monitored by the firm at all levels. It can be a daily budget that the firm can prepare, which is the average amount that a business or a firm would spend on advert each day. Now though you calculated each day, but this can fluctuate, each day advert can fluctuate. So usually what the firms do, they calculate it over a period of time which is a week, as the daily average calculated every week would remain the same, would usually turn out to be the same. Lifetime budget. If you don't want to do this exercise on a weekly basis by having a look at the spend on the advert each day and then calculated it over a week, you can do it for a lifetime kind of a thing also, where you are looking at the maximum amount that a business or a firm is going to spend for the entire duration of the time when it wants to run the advert, run that campaign on Facebook. So what would be the total maximum amount for your Facebook advert activity. It is not going to be tracked on a weekly basis and the daily basis. It would be the budget for the total thing which is going to run. Along with this, obviously, you also have to schedule it. You have to see the hours, the specific duration and the hours when it would be more appropriate, and the adverts which are delivered during those specific hours are going to have a higher probability of connecting with the audience group. So, you give an opportunity by tracking and by coming up with the scheduling and delivery exercise to look at the campaigns which are high and which would turn out to be more effective in connecting with the audience group, because they have been properly scheduled in terms of the hours and the days of the week when they would be delivered. You also keep on, just like we have seen for any social media marketing activity, when you are doing it on a particular channel like or a particular platform like Facebook, you have to monitor the performance and you have to measure the performance at regular intervals of time and incorporate the required changes in your budget. So, a regular check as to how the ad is performing, making use of different matrices that we have discussed today. You can also see how the ad is doing on the Facebook, and is the budget that is being spent on that particular ad worth it, or you are going to require certain modifications, certain changes in your overall approach in order to work well. With this, students, we have covered one platform of social media marketing, which is Facebook marketing. In subsequent sessions, we will talk about more and other platforms like LinkedIn and display advertising. Thank you.